One of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to get inspiration for travel is I like to read, listen, and learn about people's travels in the previous year. I like to hear all about their favorite highlights and also things that I should probably look into or consider if I want to travel to that destination. Maybe you can watch this with your favorite holiday drink if you need a little break from your family, or if you're alone this year, you can watch this video and get some travel inspiration. I don't know, I just thought it would be a fun video to make. So I'll be going through where I traveled in 2023 this past year. All in all, I took 8 trips this year, and I feel so blessed that I am able to take these trips and see the world. I don't take any of it for granted. In January, I started the year off strong with a trip to New York City to stay at the TWA Hotel. This was a trip I did with my mom, and she and I had been wanting to go to this hotel for years. And finally, this year, we were able to make it happen. The TWA is a luxury airport hotel in JFK, but what makes this hotel so special is that it was originally built for the TWA Airlines in the 60s. It's by far my favorite era. I don't know what it is, the history, the music, the fashion. It's just an era and period of time that has always interested me. There's so much to absorb, and it really is so rich in history and kind of dense, but something about being at the TWA hotel does kind of transport you a little bit back in time. Obviously, flying and travel would have looked very different for someone like me in that time, but we still found it interesting to learn more about the history of the hotel, the history of the airline, and just soak it all in. It's a very special hotel, and we had a really good time. I mean, I have not been able to stop thinking about that experience since I had it. It was designed by the famous architect Eero Saarinen, and you can even learn more about his life at the hotel, which is really fascinating, by the way. That man had a really interesting life. There's also a beautiful display of TWA flight attendant and pilot uniforms over the years. There's a sunken lounge that you can chill out. You can even have a drink at a restored airplane bar. And we also spent a lot of time in the heated rooftop pool, where when you look out and you can see planes taking off and coming into JFK. It was amazing. If you have a layover in JFK, you should consider just stopping in, because they have day passes as well, I think. Loved it, and I absolutely will be going back. In March, it was my birthday, and I decided to have a solo trip to a city that I have been wanting to visit for years. Mexico City. It was an immaculate trip, and honestly, one of my favorite trips that I took in 2023. Mexico City was everything that I could have dreamt of and more. It met my expectations, and then it exceeded it. I walked around as much as I could. I tried to learn as much as I could about the city, about the history of the city. I did an incredible food tour with the Curious Mexican, which if you're interested, I'll link below. It was awesome. Oh my gosh, that food tour was everything. It was delicious. Plus there was also this we had a full mezcal tasting, which mezcal is my favorite. It was good. I also treated myself to a hot air balloon ride. I'm afraid of heights, but that hot air balloon ride, oh my gosh, it was so peaceful. I almost cried a couple of times. I couldn't even, it was like in the middle of the ride, I had so many moments where I was like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I can't believe this is my life. This was one of the best birthday trips I have ever had. But yeah, I was really grateful. I was really grateful to have such a beautiful and peaceful birthday this year. So that was really nice. So I feel like this next trip, I probably shouldn't even really count as a trip, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So in March, I also went back to New York City again for a small little 2-day trip because I wanted to get my hair cut. So my stylist, she's been cutting my hair for years, and I cannot let her go. Her work is incredible, and I've sort of followed her career over the years, and I followed her to her own salon, and I've watched it grow over the years, which has been really special and exciting. But I love her. I didn't really do too much when I was in New York. I could just kind of chilled out because my main focus was to get my hair cut. In June, I took another trip with my mom. Such a fun year to travel with my mom. She is a great travel buddy, and this was a total treat yourself trip. Although I had been to Chattanooga as a teenager, this was my first time experiencing it as an adult. I gotta say, I really kind of fell in love with Chattanooga. We splurged and stayed at the beautiful Dwell Hotel, which is a boutique hotel downtown. The staff was so sweet and had a lot of really incredible suggestions. We did all the touristy things like the Incline Railroad, Ruby Falls, Rock City. Really nice to spend a lot of time with my mom and just be outside and enjoy nature. We also got to go to that really cool spot at Lookout Mountain where you could see 7 states at once. The food was also a really big highlight for me on this trip. We had some of the best dinners at a really good price point. Went to a place called Flying Squirrel, Main Street Meats. We just left dinner. What did you think?
Dinner was great.
Dinner was great.
We had truffle fries.
Truffle fries.
Which was really nice.
Mayonnaise and ketchup, or aioli and ketchup.
Yeah.
Which, if you didn't know, aioli is from Catalonia. I don't think people know that, but it is Catalan. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. And roasted cauliflower. It was spicy. It had a nice sauce on it. It had, is it nuts or something? It was crunchy.
It was like mint.
Yes, mint was on it. It was delicious.
It was so good. It was the star of...
It was the star of dinner.
The star of dinner. The cauliflower was the best part. And now we're just walking around Chattanooga. We also had a really nice brunch lunch at Need Love Bakery and a really cool happy hour at our hotel bar. I think it was called the Matilda Midnight, so that was fun. We also took a really nice sunset stroll along the Walnut Street Bridge. It was so calming, so beautiful. Yeah, we had a really good trip. Chattanooga was nice. That was a good one. July, I went to Los Angeles. This was a trip that was primarily to spend time with my friend. I wasn't trying to do too much. It was also really hot. I was just hanging out with my friend. So I didn't document too much. I didn't really do too much of anything, but it was a good trip. In September, I went to Barcelona. I got to catch up with old friends. I walked everywhere. I also came during one of my favorite festivals in Barcelona, La Mercè festival, to honor the patron saint of Barcelona. There are free concerts, free events. Personally, my favorite things to experience at La Mercè are the castellers, which are the human towers, and the gigantes, the giants. They're usually on display and you can see them in the parade. Yeah, so that was really fun, very nostalgic, very crowded, but a lot of fun, much needed trip. In October, I visited Toronto, Canada. This was a very special trip to me. This was my first time back in Toronto since college. This was a long time ago. I had the honor and privilege of shooting a segment on CTV's The Social.
Is solo travel expert Kim Rodriguez. Welcome to the show, Kim. So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I got to talk about my favorite subject, which is travel. I had an amazing time. The host and the crew were phenomenal. They were absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for having me. I stayed an extra day as well to just enjoy Toronto. I told myself I really want to come back, especially since it's not that far. My final trip of 2023 is where I am right now. I rented a cabin in Tennessee for just a couple of days. I wanted to take some time for myself. I wanted to also plan some YouTube videos and blog posts, try to get caught up and also have a little bit of solitude and have a cozy atmosphere to do that in. Plus, I also wanted to just kind of reflect on the past year and see what I want to do differently for next year. Let me know where you traveled to this past year and where you plan on traveling to in the upcoming year, because you know I want to know. Leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.